Hi, this is Liberato Martinez. Thank you so much for joining our YouTube channel. Today we have Ruby Della Torre, who represents one of the major Medicare Advantage plans in the Western United States by the name of SCAN. Welcome, Ruby.
Thank you very much, Liberato. It's my pleasure to be with you and your viewers here today.
So, Ruby, tell us a little bit about you and who you are.
My name is Ruby Della Torre.
Love that.
Make sure you roll those R's when you're saying my name.
Love it.
I'm a broker account executive here at SCAN. My role is to ensure that my clients, my brokers such as yourself, are educated on the value proposition of SCAN and can present it to Medicare beneficiaries who are looking to join a Medicare Advantage plan.
Awesome. And I, for one, would like to personally thank you for all the support you give our agents, our agency, myself. You're always there to help us, and I just want to thank you. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure. I love what I do, and you and your team are just superstars, and I love you guys.
Thank you, Ruby. We appreciate that. So let's get on to the questions. Some of them are going to be pretty straightforward, and some are going to be kind of crazy, a little controversial.
Let's go. I love it.
Okay, let's do it. So tell us about SCAN.
That's probably my favorite question, and I'll tell you why. So SCAN stands for Senior Care Action Network, and that really tells the tale, if you will. That's our story. Our story is different from other carriers out there because we were founded by 12 angry seniors, and they were angry.
Wait, repeat that. 12 angry seniors. You were founded by 12 angry seniors?
Angry, livid seniors,
Okay.
fighters.
Okay.
Back in the 70s, so we've been around for 40 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that story is different and unique is because these individuals were not happy with the way healthcare was being delivered for the seniors, and they set out to change it. And so that's our mission today. Our mission today is to keep seniors independent at home for as long as possible. And all we do is senior healthcare. We don't dabble in any other type of healthcare other than just senior healthcare, Medicare Advantage plan. That really speaks to service. We really are there for the member when they need us through and through. We ensure that they're getting the quality of healthcare that they deserve.
Okay, awesome. And what areas is SCAN in?
We are in North and South California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, and New Mexico.
So pretty much most of the Western United States.
Right.
That's awesome. All right, so we're going to ask you some questions, and some of them are going to be controversial, so I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to save the controversial ones for the end. But this next one, go ahead and brag about yourself. How does SCAN compare to other companies, other Medicare Advantage plans in the area? How do you compare to your competitors?
That's another great question. We are a 4.5 star rated plan and have been for 11 consecutive years. So first off, no other carrier can make that claim that we have that type of quality running for 11 consecutive years. We're non-for-profit, the second largest in the nation. So that in itself speaks to how we reinvest back into the organization, into the infrastructure and services that we offer our members.
4.5 out of how many stars?
Out of 5.
And so you know there are currently no 5-star plans in the California market today. So you're like right there, you're at 4.5.
Correct.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. And you mentioned you're a nonprofit. So what do you do with the excess money?
That's a great question. We reinvest back in the organization, in products, in services, and infrastructure to ensure that we're servicing the members as they should be.
Wow. So I will say, without going into benefits, because we really can't on this forum, SCAN has one of the lowest maximum out-of-pockets in the country, which is pretty awesome. And I know that just about all of your copays are either zero or very, very low. So that's pretty cool too. And that's because you're a nonprofit.
Yes. So the idea is if, someone's having a tough year, a health crisis, SCAN wants to ensure that they're not also having a financial crisis.
I love that. I love that a lot. And just so everyone in the audience knows, maximum out-of-pockets could be upwards around $8,500. So that's a big difference from the low hundreds all the way up to close to $8,500. That's a big deal. So that's great.
We're here for the member through and through. Service is what we're known for. And when a member needs their health care to rise for them, that's where SCAN really shines.
Well, tell us about that customer service, because I know that My clients that are with SCAN are very happy with SCAN, and I know SCAN likes to brag about their customer service. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, so from just an accolade perspective, we have a 92% satisfaction rate from our members.
pretty
So
good.
that's a CMS poll. It's not just SCAN coming out saying that we're great and we do fantastic things, which we also do that. We come out and say that we do fantastic things because we do. But it is a non-biased poll by CMS to members to say, hey, does your healthcare do right by you? Do they troubleshoot quickly? Do they, do all of these things? 92% of our members have come back and said, yes, that they're satisfied with us. We also won the J.D. Power Award for Best Medicare Advantage Plan, which
Wow.
speaks to our customer service, how it rise for our members when they need us. Our technology is designed to recognize the member when they call in, so we address them by their name in their native language. Our members speak to individuals. There's no talk time limits. We don't have members fetch for a member ID before we can service them. When they call us, they're already getting a personalized service from the jump.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I will tell you a funny story. My father, when I called in for him, we called in and we prompted Spanish. And so now when we call in, it's automatically answered in Spanish. That's pretty cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's part of the great sort of ongoing improvements that SCAN makes to ensure that we're doing right by our members.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit. SCAN has a lot of different types of plans. And for the audience, SCAN only offers Medicare Advantage plans. They don't offer standalone prescription drug plans, and they don't offer Medicare supplement plans. It's only Medicare Advantage, and you're very good at it. So let's talk about whether it's in California or Nevada, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, Northern California. Let's talk about what are the different types of plans that you have.
Yeah. So you hit the nail right on the head. We're Medicare Advantage plan through and through, and we offer different types of Medicare Advantage plans. So first off, Medicare Advantage plans, just kind of straight Medicare Advantage plans. We offer what are called chronic special needs plans. So those are plans for folks that have different conditions like diabetes or a heart condition. And those folks can enroll into the plans all year long, just given their conditions. We also offer plans for Medi folks, so people that are Medicare and Medi-Cal eligible. And those plans are designed for folks that have higher needs and that support sort of that lifestyle.
So SCAN has some tailored plans, what you call tailored plans. So they're tailored to specific communities. I know of a plan, it's kind of like for someone who's a young, healthy woman, for example.
Yeah.
Right? Tell me
Right.
about that plan.
Yeah, SCAN inspired. So there's a subset of women that are looking for a more elevated type of healthcare, and they don't necessarily want to spend the high dollar amounts on a MedSup. So what they do is they can join SCAN, and that plan has different benefits such as a life coach. It offers Lifeline to help a woman with all of the different issues or kind of healthcare needs that comes with being a woman as we age. Not all very fun. They're there to help our members when they need, support with, how to navigate certain healthcare changes, such as, hormonal changes,
Right.
or, how can I access a specific type of weight loss program, because there is a reimbursement for weight loss programs. We have, boutique gyms that
That's
folks
cool.
can join. Yep.
Yeah.
Even the OTC, the over-the-counter benefit, is very enriched. That with, resistant bands, and there's also sunscreen that's, brand name. It's really just a tailored experience, and it offers access to medical groups that otherwise wouldn't be available, like UCI in Orange County or Cedars in Los Angeles.
Okay, that's a really cool plan. Thank you. Now, it's made tailored for women, young, active women, so 65 plus and pretty much good health, I think. Can a man enter that plan?
Of course.
All right.
Of course. Man, woman, non-binary can join the plan.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, also, SCAN does a really good job for other different communities, such as the LGBTQ community. Tell me about that plan.
Yeah, that is a great plan. Very, very proud of it, near and dear to our hearts. It is designed for the LGBTQ plus community, and the idea there was really to help the LGBTQ community have a more dignified journey. They've had some struggles along the way. We know that, and they're oftentimes ostracized by folks. So we set out.
I've even heard that from people in this community that doctors will refuse to see them on certain issues.
Correct.
So is there a medical group or doctors that are friendly to the community?
Yes, so there's a whole directory that is an affirming directory. So it's a directory of provider offices that have been screened by our partner company, that they come in and ensure that the office knows how to sort of cater to this community, and they're sensitive and they can relate. And it's a whole directory where a member can actually pick a different provider and have the peace of mind of knowing that they're going into a practice that is non-judgmental and sort of even embracing of their lifestyle.
That's pretty cool. That's very cool. Now, I understand there's also some formulary, some prescription friendliness to the community.
There is. So our tier 5 drugs, which are normally 33% of the drug, are 25% of the drug. So
Okay.
that, our hormone replacements, all the different types of drugs that folks that are part of the community need to take are at a discounted rate. The other thing is you don't have to be part of the community to join the plan. If, that drug savings plan is right for you and you're not part of the LGBTQ plus community, we welcome you with open arms too.
I love that. Love it. Okay. Thank you so much. I think those are two great examples that are offered to certain communities on behalf of SCAN. And I will say SCAN as a nonprofit and just by the people that SCAN hires like Ruby just really care about the senior community. So let's move on. We're going to start to get into, not that that wasn't controversial, but because you're the only one who really does that, I think. But let's talk about some other controversial things. You ready?
Let's do it.
This one's a little bit politically hot, I guess. So the Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act is bringing some major changes to the industry. It might be Medicare Armageddon in 2025. You might be losing your plan. First, let's talk about how the Affordable Care Act is affecting formularies, prescription drug plans. Tell us about that.
Yeah. I love this topic. I think it's the best thing to happen to Part D in ages. It's the best thing for members, really.
Yeah?
So
For the Part D prescription drugs, okay?
correct. So the big changes that we need to know are, first of all, the donut hole, the infamous donut hole is going away. So members no longer have to worry about falling into that gap and, going through that whole expensive time of the year.
I'm glad to hear that. I know
Yes.
my members are going to be glad to hear that.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of people are going to be very relieved to hear that. And so what's happening is now we're going to have a $2,000 maximum on drugs for the year. That's the most that a Medicare eligible individual will pay in any given year. Now,
So what I understand, that $2,000 isn't necessarily what you, the member, is going to pay out of pocket. It's what the true cost of the medication is. Is that right?
the $2,000 is the most that the member can pay in any given year. It doesn't mean that it's going to be what the member actually pays, but that's the max. If there was a scenario where there was super expensive drugs, if someone has cancer and they have, super expensive drugs that they're having to pay out, the max that they would pay under in that year is $2,000.
Okay.
Not everybody's going to pay the $2,000. Some people might not even, spend anywhere near that.
Right.
But that's now the max because the donut hole is gone.
That's great news, I think. Now, what about payment smoothing? That's new this year, brought to you by the Affordable Care Act.
Correct. So for folks that hit that $2,000 maximum early on in the year and they, find themselves having to pay, a lot of money up front, there's a payment plan. So it's MP3.
Okay.
And so that really stands for Medicare Prescription Plan. Basically, it's a payment program for members where that $2,000, if that's the amount, would get spread out through the year.
Okay, so if I know that I'm going to hit that $2,000 max early in the year, I can go ahead and sign up for payment smoothing, and that $2,000 would be spread out evenly throughout the year for me.
Correct.
That-
In nice installments.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's very cool. Thank you. I'm going to kind of ask you to brag about yourself again because I love how you do that. You do it so well. But we have heard, and it's a fact, Jack, that insurance carriers are going to be pulling plans out of the marketplace. So you might get your annual notice of change this year, your ANOC as we call it, and it might be a notice that, hey, you're losing your plan. So tell us, is SCAN going to be doing that? Are they going to be losing plans? And what can you offer those members that are going to lose their plan?
First of all, watch out for SCAN this year because 2025 is going to be a remarkable year for SCAN. We're making small changes in big areas that people are going to be really, really excited about. So I'll say that first.
Okay.
Now, that does reflect on the ANOC, or the Annual Notice of Change document that Medicare beneficiaries receive every year. That does mean changes to the plans does mean that it's all reflected in the ANOC. So we anticipate a longer than usual ANOC, and it's not just for SCAN, it's going to be across the board, because as we discussed, the Part D changes will also be referenced in there.
Okay.
So the Annual Notice of Change document this year will be very extensive, and we're really urging people to ensure that they're working with their broker to ensure that they have the best information possible. This is going to be the year where folks really, really need to do their homework and sit down and have a benefit review, because the Part D changes are going to be pretty significant, and then how different carriers respond to that and how their formularies look, we anticipate just a lot of change overall.
Okay, so normally we get to our audience, normally we get our annual notice of change, we glance at it, we throw it away. It might be 1 or 2 pages long. So what I'm hearing is that this year, don't throw it away, you need to read it, and it's probably going to be a few pages long. Call your licensed broker to do a review, look up your prescriptions, have them run it through the system so you can get an idea what sort of prescriptions change you're going to have.
Yes, because given what I just discussed on the Part D changes, on all of the drug changes, some drugs may not be on the formulary. So you may have gotten comfortable with a specific drug being covered under your Medicare Advantage plan, and that may no longer be the case. That drug may no longer be covered, or it might have a pretty significant copay. So doing your homework is more critical this year than ever.
Okay, thank you, Ruby. All right, so last question. I want you to flex your SCAN muscles.
Okay.
There are plans that are leaving the marketplace. They are just saying this plan is not profitable. We are going to discontinue it. We're going to take it off the market. Some of this is because it was affected by the Affordable Care Act and other issues. Tell us, for our audience who are going to lose their Medicare Advantage plan, why should they consider SCAN?
Oh, that's a great question. SCAN is a standout plan because we're here for the member from a service standpoint through and through. So if there's a plan out there that's exiting the marketplace, SCAN stands out first for service. Second, I touched on the Part D changes, which is, really everything encompassing the drugs. We expect this year our drug formulary to be amongst, if not the strongest in the marketplace. We still have a lot of savings. We still have a very robust formulary across the board.
So hold on a sec. SCAN already has a really good reputation for its formulary and prescription costs. You're saying it's going to get even better?
We're expecting to ensure we reduce all risk for members as much as possible, and we're still keeping our formulary really, really robust. And 90% of the medications seniors take are on our Tier 1 and Tier 2, which are classically 0. So we're expecting to be very, very strong when it comes to formulary. And then as it relates to the plan benefit design, we're also making, as I mentioned, I can't go into all the detail, but we're making some significant tweaks that we've heard have been very important to members.
Really?
And so those tweaks, we believe, will really sort of tie the knot on all things SCAN between service, the formulary, and the benefits, not to mention our great brokers.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really should be the standout plan this year.
Wow, that's a big statement. So I'm hearing 2 main things. The formulary, the prescription drug cost, is getting even better. So if prescription drugs are a liability to you, you should definitely check out the SCAN formulary. And the tweaks that you're mentioning, I'm kind of hearing some product improvement, that the plans are actually going to get better and stronger.
Yes, you didn't hear it from me. I'm not supposed to go to market with a
Well,
whole bunch of this.
that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Keep you safe. That's what I'm hearing from everything. So with plans moving out of the marketplace, SCAN sounds like could be a very good option if you're in Northern California, Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, or New Mexico. So that is great news, Ruby.
It is. We're really excited. We really believe that this year, like never before, people are going to be very excited. We're also coming out with putting our story on the forefront. Our slogan, Rebels with a Cause, is coming out.
Wow.
And it really just stands for, we're not accepting the status quo. We want better health care for our members, and we're all ready for the fight to ensure that we're, doing right by folks.
That's great news. Well, Ruby, our time is up. I want to thank you so much for your time coming here and helping us understand SCAN as it relates to Medicare Advantage plans. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Lib. It's my pleasure. You guys know you're near and dear to my heart, and I appreciate you giving me some time here today with you and your viewers.
Thank you. So a lot of changes coming. Be sure to reach out to myself or talk to myself or one of our licensed agents, and we can help you make that plan comparison. And as always, thank you so much. And don't forget to like and subscribe.